We're going to cover what is Feng Shui, what the Qi flow is, what is the Bagua map, and the 5 elements, how to increase your productivity and effectiveness in business, and then we'll have the questions and answer, 15, 20 minutes. And if you have any questions that are private, that you don't want anybody else to know about it, I'll be hanging around here a bit longer so that you can ask me. Okay? So, how many of you think that the environment impacts you? Yeah. If you were walking in Arizona in August and the temperature was 120 degrees and the sidewalk was reflecting the heat, that would definitely be a harsh environment. You wouldn't be able to stand that very long. Now, if you were in the forest and it was raining outside and it was damp and moist, again, that wouldn't be real supportive of you if you were, stuck, lost in the forest and it was freezing outside. So you've got to find a medium, a happy medium, and environment is dependent on your comfort level. Some of you like it hot, some of you like it cool. So somebody can't come up and tell you, keep your thermostat at this temperature, or this thermostat at this temperature. You need to find your own way. And that's what Feng Shui is all about. Finding your own way to see what's comfortable. So checking around and seeing what makes sense for you is essential. Feng Shui is the art of placing or removing belongings in our surroundings to improve or heal our environment, thus creating harmony, balance, vitality, and prosperity. Again, just makes sense. If you, if it's hot and you like it cooler, if it's cold and you like it hotter, you're going to put comfy pillows or blankets, blankets on your sofas, or you're going to create a desk that's, just more streamlined, or, it's whatever you like is important. Okay? Feng Shui is even older than the oldest spiritual teachings of the Taoism, dating back over 3,000 years. And Tao is pronounced Tao, D-O-W. Taoism is T-A-O-I-S-M, but it's pronounced Tao. It is also known as the path. And so the Chinese have been studying this for over 3,000 years. And they found that it works very, very effectively just about in every aspect of your life. And I will be passing around a Bagua later, so you'll know what we're talking about. The old legend that the Chinese have is that Mother Earth and Father Heaven fell in love, and they came together and created 3 beautiful children, 3 beautiful daughters. The first daughter was Chinese medicine. And we all know about that. Chinese medicine is very famous for healing. The second child was the I Ching. And she was the daughter that helps with transformation. And the third daughter was Feng Shui. And she was the daughter that helps with the wind and water and finding the happy medium in our atmosphere. So that's the parable of how they came into being, the three daughters. And we're asking, well, why is Feng Shui so popular? All of a sudden you hear people saying, oh, I've heard about that. Isn't that where you put mirrors and you put crystals? And, it's kind of funny that they say, oh, it's got to be the red mirror or, a certain shape and crystals. It's so much more. It's so much more than that. But, in the old days in China, that's the way it was perceived. That seemed to be the remedies that made sense. But I went to a school here in the States. It's the Western School of Feng Shui. And it actually talks about the importance of being able to bring it into your environment, into your home, into your workplace. Obviously, some of the treatments that were appropriate back 3,000 years ago might not be appropriate in corporate U.S. So we've got to modernize our thinking. So keep that in mind. It's not just the mirror or the crystal. We might put a mirror or a crystal, but it's not just that. Okay? Feng Shui can provide wonderful results with very specific and small efforts on your part. So you may say, I'm having a problem with my relationship with my children. And you can just go into their home and find where the area that has to do with their relationship, with their family, and maybe enhance that, maybe clear it out. And all of a sudden the relationship changes with their children, or with their spouse, or with their money. I can't sell anything. I'm having, a dry spell. So it's important for you to start targeting, what it is that's going on. Just make a mental note, So in the years past, back thousands of years ago when Feng Shui was first coming into popularity, the Feng Shui practitioners would have to study and become very wise individuals, know about the environment, develop their intuitiveness, be pure of heart, and show good intent in order to become teachers, because they were going to influence people's lives in a very major way. Your environment is a reflection of your inner self. So think about what your office looks like. Think about what your home looks like. And tell me if that isn't or is a reflection of what you want to show the world. Because as without, so within. We're trying to work on creating a calm, an orderly, and a beautiful surroundings in our life. Qi is found in everything and everyone. And you're saying, well, what's qi? Well, qi is that energy flow that everything has. It is what connects us. The connections can be good or they can be bad. They can be positive or they can be negative. And who could tell me what might be a negative connection between something? It could be, I'll give you an example. It could be a woman that has a bedroom set that she inherited after her husband left her. And when she walks into the bedroom, all she can think about is how that son of a gun left her, abandoned, two-timed her, or whatever, abandoned her for a 20-year-old or whatever. And so that is creating nothing but negative energy, right? I mean, negative. She's sad, so something like that. You need to encourage someone to say, hey, let it go. Someone else will love it. It might be a beautiful bedroom set, but why keep something that doesn't serve you? Everything should have a positive connection. Sure, there are some things that are sad. Maybe there's an urn on the fireplace with your grandfather's ashes, Hey, that's probably sad, but it's not something that's draining you. So keep that in mind. Always think about positive connections. And sometimes we have people in our lives that just rub us the wrong way. That might be the negative connection, but what can we do? We can't trade them. I don't know. Some people and some things support us, and some people detract from us. So keep in mind, qi is alive. It's alive. That stack of books in the corner of your office is alive. That stack of dead files is alive. That junk in the closet, back in the back that nobody sees, is alive. How about the garage? I'm always saying, oh, nobody sees this. Nobody's ever going to know the pile of junk I have, my old sewing machine that I haven't used in 20 years. Oh, but it's an antique. I can't get rid of that. My books, because I was in education also. I've been a realtor for 35 years, but I also dabbled in special education and so forth. So I have all these great books that I paid a lot of money. Why should I get rid of those wonderful books? They've been sitting in there for years, but, I keep telling myself, I might use them. I might find a time where I could help, because I did volunteer at the schools, the Catholic schools and so forth, and taught some special ed stuff for them. So I do volunteer and I do help out, but they're not really serving me, and they're only detracting from me, because I could put another car in there. I can get 2 cars in there, but I could put a 3rd car in there. But, so it's those kind of little things. How about an office? If it's real stark, real plain, the energy might be too dull or institutionalized. You walk in and you feel like you're in a sterile environment, a hospital, So that's what we're trying to do right now, trying to generate some money for the board so that we can paint the walls a nice color and bring up the energy so that when we come in here, we walk away feeling revitalized and good about coming and learning. Thank God we have this wonderful place, though. I'm really thankful that we have such a lovely facility. We might just have to change a little bit of colors, here and there, but we're working on that. And also the front yard, we'll talk about that, how that blocks the chi. Remember that chi is changing. What works today might not work tomorrow. So you must check in with your belongings and with your energy on a frequent basis. I recommend that you check in with your possessions and your surroundings. I don't know, whenever you're starting to feel like you're stuck, or you're wanting to make some moves. Check in and say, hey, is this helping me? Is this supporting me? I have wardrobes in my closet that, size 8, 10, 12. And then but I can't get rid of that. I know I'm going to get down to a size 8. I haven't seen a size 8 in I don't know how long. But I keep thinking I'm going to get back into that. Hey, I need to let go. I need to let go. And so before I did this presentation, we talked about me doing it several weeks in advance. So I'm saying, God, in order to walk the walk, I've got to do it myself. So for the last 2 weeks, you'd think I was moving, because I was tearing things apart and looking at all the corners and closets and junk that we accumulate. You sit in the house for a while and it starts accumulating. My parents moved out of their home quite a few years ago, but I had to sell it for them. And 50-some years in that house. You can imagine the stuff we had to do there. And it was just gridlock, heavy, dead energy. Most of it was just rotten and moldy stuff in the back, in the sheds. Again, my mom didn't want to throw anything away. Put all the memories, everything, back in the back. So don't be like that.